So today we have a John Deere cylinder off of a front loader. It's leaking out the head gland, and it's about a 50 horsepower tractor. It's not a very big loader, but anyhow, if you got one that's leaking, it's really hard to see John Deere's numbers in these cylinders. They use like a little machine that punches little numbers, and you can barely read the numbers. If you twist it just right, it says right here, it says AH210819, which is a John Deere number, 16th of April of 2012, made in Mexico. If you take that AH number, that John Deere number, if you're going to go to Deere or whoever and get parts for this thing, make sure you have that number so that you can get the right parts and you don't end up taking it apart and having the wrong parts. The second thing you want to realize is that these cylinders, you see there's just a snap ring right here that holds this head gland on, and the way that works is really kind of funny. You take the snap ring off, you take this head gland, and you use a real small punch, and you push the head gland down inside the cylinder about a ½ inch or better, and you're going to find that there's a groove in there that's beveled on the going away side, and on the outward side it's got a lip on it where it catches. What you have to do is you have to buy a special tool, and I've got a bag full of them for different sizes, but you have to buy a special tool to go in there to fill up that groove. If you don't fill that groove up, you can't get this thing apart. So the best way to do that is to take a millimeter caliper like this and measure the outer part of that head gland. Right there is 50 millimeters exactly. You start looking at the different tools to take it apart, and you find one that's got a 50 millimeter outer diameter. Right here's one that looks about the right size. 50 millimeters by 4.6 millimeters by 1.5 cross section. I would be willing to bet you that that's pretty close to the tool that you're going to use to take this thing apart with. If you look at the tool, get this close where you can see it, you'll notice that the back of it is flat, one side's thick, one side's thin. That's exactly what it takes to fit inside of that groove. So this is the going away side, and the flat part's the coming inside, the groove that's going to catch the snap. When you go to put it into the groove, they can kind of be contrary. Sometimes you want to take them and you want to straighten them out a little bit so that it actually holds a little pressure on it, because they both butt up tight. Sometimes you have to put a little kink in it. You know, get the two butts sitting together and put a little kink in it as you're putting it in there, and then go back and straighten it out. But it needs to fit in that groove perfect when you put it in there so that you can get this thing out. So once you get the snap ring off, tap that head gland down inside of the barrel, and then once you get it straight, put the tool in the groove. Okay, now if you look in here, you'll see where that tool, that little plastic tool, is sitting in the groove 360 degrees, and the two ends are touching each other right there. If you look, you'll see the two ends are touching each other right there. So it's all the way in the groove. That's you know what's going to make that come out. It's going to go, that head gland is going to go right past that, and it's going to come sliding right on out and come apart. So there she comes. right here you see that metal clip right here. That's the metal clip that wants to pop into that groove without that tool. Now when you go to put it back together, you don't have to put the tool in the hole because it's beveled on the back side. Once you go to slide this head gland in there, it'll go right in there without a minute's worth of trouble. But we'll go ahead and disassemble the piston off of there. So when you go to change the piston seal, pick them off, throw them away. There's an expander underneath of that. Take both of them out. Put your new expander on. Put your piston seal on. You can usually work it on with your fingers. If you can't work it on with your fingers, you can always warm it up with a hair dryer or a heat gun. Warm it up and then stretch it over there, and once it gets around it, it'll eventually shrink back to its original size. If it doesn't, you can always take a little plastic tie strap and go around it and kink it kind of tight so that it helps it shrink up. The next one you want to make sure you put on is you want to put the little O-ring right here on the bottom of the rod where that seals between the piston and the rod. Make sure when you put it together you put a little bit of lube on that. The next one is the head gland and the U-cup. I always put the U-cup in first, and the U part always goes down. And this one here is not very stiff, but if you have a U-cup tool like this, you can use a U-cup tool to put it in with. This is a pretty small little U-cup, but put it in your tool and you wind it up like that. Set it right down into the groove and then release your tool real slow like, and with the help of your finger you can get it to the point where you can get it pushed in there and down tight. Work your finger around it, make sure that it's in. So as the pressure comes up, it gets into the hollow spot of the U and swells it out against the rod. The next one is going to be, you're going to have a backup ring. It goes on. It's a stiff little rascal. And then you're going to have the O-ring go on top of that. So the backup ring always raises the pressure of the O-ring by 1,000 pounds. So there's your backup ring and your O-ring. You can always take your little pick and you can walk around them and make sure that they're not twisted. Run your fingers around them. The last little groove is this little guy right here, and that's this little fella here. We're going to stretch him on there, and we're going to walk him around and spin him and make sure he's straight. So basically there's your head gland. The wiper, the dust wiper, this is the kind I like because they're not metal backed. The metal back ones, you know, usually you have to have a little bit of a hard time getting them out. But if you just start by pushing it in there and working your finger around, and then use your pick and push down on him just a little bit, he'll pop right into that hole just like that. So there's your dust wiper. Other than that, now we're ready to take and put it back together again. So we're going to take our tool out of our barrel with our pick. Usually you get one-time use out of that, and that's about it, because it kind of chews on them a little bit. But usually one-time use and you're about done. But if you don't have those, you're not going to get the cylinder apart. So what? Now the snap ring is already on the shaft here. Lubricate that rod, and we're going to lubricate the O-ring that's going to get smashed up against that piston right there. we've got our wiper, our lubricator wiper, and we'll get it started on there like that. Take a lot of that excess and wipe it off. Get our piston put back on there. A little bit of Loctite, just a drop's all it takes. Just something to keep that nut from backing itself off. I also like to take and lubricate the inside of the barrel where that taper is right there. Make sure you get plenty of lube on it, because there's nothing that screws it up faster than to snag a O-ring or something. So now we're ready to slide that barrel on. And what we're going to watch is we're going to watch this retaining clip. So when you see how big it is, when the barrel starts to come on it, we've got to try to get it started down inside of that taper of that barrel. Just take your time and get that piston. That new piston packing is going to be a little bit stiff. Tap it. Get it up to the head gland. Now we're at the clip. So I have used a hook. You know, if it fights you too much, a real small little clamp, and start going around it. I usually try to just take my fingers and try to start working it in there a little bit and get it started. Put a little keeper went beyond the taper. So I'm going to take it all the way down flush, like that. Take a pair of snap ring pliers. Get a hold of your snap ring. Spread it out and go over the top of that collar. Turn the snap ring loose. I like to rotate the snap ring just a little bit. Make sure it's seated in. John Deere cylinders are a little different than any other animal out there, but just remember, if you see a head gland that looks like that you know how it comes apart, and you know you have to have a right tool. Hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.